Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to episode 17 of our FTB Skies Expert Let's Play. So I have been working on the base in between episodes, just getting things set up. I've got the beginnings of our automated biodiesel going, but had some realizations. So I'm just wrapping up on moving some resource gen around and stuff, and I wanted to show you some new resources we're going to be adding, and then I'll go over some of the things I discovered that kind of changed some plans for where things were going to be at the base. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so there's another elevator, and y'all are like, Wooly, you and your elevators. Hey man, I like them. They're easy ways to get around vertically in your base. And I left this one exposed, so let's go see where it leads to. I carved out a basement in the island underneath the platform there. And we're going to put our resource generation down here, which leads me to one of the discoveries. I had never played with the storage lecterns before from Ars Nouveau, and you can link them, which I'll show you here in a minute, but you cannot link resources on the other end of them, which meant that all of my pedestals can't be out there because then the inventories in them won't be visible here in this. I also discovered that if you put a pedestal that's generating blocks next to your storage lectern, these little guys right here will just they suck the items in and start putting them in your chest. So I have like a bajillion blackstone now that I didn't really want in my storage because these guys were pulling it out of a lectern over there. So that's one of the things I want to show you. We'll go over that linking piece when I get over to the other side. But first things first, let's get some more resources being generated with pedestals and move away from these all being done in the hammer. I still have to sort out how I'm going to do dust, but I think I have an idea for that. So ones we have not been generating with pedestals before is sand, endstone, grass, gravel. So we only have sand and gravel for right here, so let's do that. Here is chiseled sandstone. That's what you need. We're going to put a pedestal on there. We're going to put a pedestal there. This needs a material generator. And this one needs the export thing. All right, now we need a tool. So this just needs to be a plain Jane pickaxe. And that should get us our sand. And then all we have left to do is take our linking tool, receiver, sender, bam. That's going to make us the sand we need. Next up is going to be the gravel. Gravel's a little different. If you just put a regular shovel in gravel, it will also produce flint. And we don't want the flint getting produced because it will clog up our pedestal and then we have to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with it. So we're going to put a material generator on here, but as you guessed, there's a reason they give you a Silk Touch shovel in the game, and that is actually, it's for this. I'm convinced it's for this, because now this will only produce gravel, and we will not ever have the byproduct of flint that we need to deal with, because you don't get flint when you Silk Touch gravel. So now let's get it linked up here. Now we've got gravel on auto production. Now I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do about dust, so I'm going to leave that one. I think I'm going to see if I can tell this thing to send to both of these locations, and then once the drawer backs up, it would send sand over here to a hammer, which I can then hammer into dust and send up there. So that's kind of the plan. We'll see how that works out. Next, for some new resources, we need endstone, which we've talked about, and I would like to start getting grass blocks because there is siftable material from those grass blocks that comes in handy sometimes, and it's just another thing that we can have. So we're going to leave the corner empty here, and then I'm going to move over to this wall right here, and those blocks just went in the void, but luckily, I can just come over here and grab a piece of cobble and fill it in. So we're going to put down the endstone first, and then the mossy block. So the endstone, you get a pedestal, and you get a pedestal, and we ran out of pedestals. No! And we ran out of export upgrades. All right. So we're going to just get these two going. The one thing worth noting, and then I'll finish the rest up off camera, is you're going to either want, you're going to want a fire-infused pickaxe for your in-stone bricks because it's going to give you cobbled in-stone, which you then have to smelt, or if you use Silk Touch, I do believe it gives you in-stone bricks. So this should generate in-stone for us, and then now we can put a chest up here, which will be for the in-stone. I can go ahead and just take out a piece, put it up there so that we know. And then this one here is going to get grass in it, which to get the grass, I think it is just a shovel. I don't think we need Silk Touch or anything. Nope, it's not a shovel. Is it a pickaxe? Let's get a pickaxe. There we go. Well, that's giving me dirt, so we are going to need a Silk Touch pick for that. No. Okay, so it shows us a pickaxe, but it says the default tool is used in this, but the offhand inserting can change it up. So it says that if we put a material generator and a pedestal under with a moss block under it, we should get a grass block. But we got dirt, as you guys saw. So I will have to see if we can figure that out, because I put a Silk Touch one in there and didn't get grass. So I'm not real sure what we're supposed to put there. But this will still be the plan. For this one is grass. We will figure out how we can automate that with pedestals. So let me finish this up, and then we will move on to the next thing. All right, we're back, y'all. So I think I've got all this wrapped up and wanted to go over with you why we moved them. So like I said, you couldn't link to a storage lectern that's linked to another storage lectern, so I can't add things out there on the island to my storage. So I needed these to be within range of my storage controller here on the main island, so that they can all be accessible from anywhere I have a linked storage lectern for now. So that's what made me explore just how deep I could dig underneath. I was like, well, I can stick an elevator and I can get them within range. So let's grab our linking tool here. That's our config tool, so we just unlocked everything. Let's lock everything back. Let's grab our linking tool. And as you can see, we have the stuff up here, but now I should, if I come down here, be able to add these storages in. So now all of those are linked. The flint is linked, and I'm trying to fix the flint problem without having to make another Silk Touch, because having flint can come in handy. And I was trying to use the filter tool here, which, by the way, the gold one that we made a couple episodes ago, if you hold it in your hand and shift right click, it changes it between a bunch of variants of the tools, one of them being the tool swapper, which I think allows us to, oh yeah, it'll allow us to take out the tool here somehow. Yeah, just left click, and that allows us to take that tool off. So you don't have to break the pedestals. Once you make this other one, you can just use that tool swapper, and then you can just change it back to your upgrade tool, your tool swapper, your filter tool, which is what I'm trying to work with here. I wanted, oh, the filter blacklisting, it says 9 gravel. I need it to only be 1. Okay, so I want it just to be 1 flint. Is there 1 flint right there? Can I do it here? Can I shift right click it there? What does that show now? Flint. Okay, so this pedestal has a blacklist for flint. So now if I take this out and we put our tool back, I have this one linked for both sending and receiving, and hope that it will send over here. So it won't send it there, but now it won't send it to this one. All right, well, we're gonna have to figure that out, or just make another Silk Touch shovel. I figured out the grass though. Silk Touch in a pedestal with a material generator on the moss block gets us our grass block we were after, so you just need a Silk Touch shovel for that one. And now all of these are linked to our storage lecterns, which means they'll be accessible anywhere we have a storage lectern. We've come in here and look, and now we can see our 17,000 cobble, our 22,000, you know, the higher quantities of all that stuff we're generating in pedestals. That is good to go. One other thing I fixed down here, I made an upper. It's just an upside down hopper recipe, and it is going to pull the sand out of this sand drawer, feed it into the auto hammer, and then over here into the dust, which this will eventually back up. Although I don't know, now that I'm thinking about that, well, I don't see a bunch of items bouncing around in there. Normally they would bounce around in there, but as long as we don't see our logistical transporter filling a buffer full of dust, then we should be good to go. It'll eventually stop pulling, and then this will allow the sand to build up, and that gets us our dust automated with this setup. Super simple, clean, up there. We just got to either make ourselves a Silk Touch shovel or figure out how these filters work. So now, what else were you planning to do today, Big Wooly? Surely you can't just be making an episode out of just, one single day of, base updates or something. Well, you're not wrong. I got plans as per the usual. Let's get out our handy dandy clipboard and see what they say. So it looks like we're going to do... Oh, I was going to do Hedron's Lure to make skeleton skulls, but I have some in storage that I found, so that was fine. I would like to get to making the pulverizer. That will eliminate our need for the crushing spirit for most everything, I think, except obsidian dust. But we kind of have the stuff we need, as we talked about last time, for getting into the purple chalk. And then we have a problem. So if we come over here, I was starting on the automation of our biodiesel when I realized that I don't have a renewable source of spider's eyes or seeds currently set up, which was what made me think, okay, I need to get all the material generators going, and then now I have to figure out how to get those materials over here to where we're going to be generating stress units so that we can run our sieves automatically off of diesel generators, because we don't have ender tanks yet. But I think we're getting close. I think we will be able to make ender tanks and ender chests really, really soon, but we've got to get through some of the chalk because they are made with occultism. So this is my automatic biodiesel setup, and when I get it done, we will actually just be replacing this item chest with probably, hopefully, an ender chest that will just pipe out of our main storage into that ender chest and feed it only the things we need. But basically, we dump our spider's eye and our water in here. It makes ethanol and fermented spider's eye. The fermented spider's eye get put in this drawer. The ethanol gets kicked over here with a fluid transporter. These have a super simple filter list, whitelist, blacklist. You can make them redstone regulated. That's why I used these. So we whitelisted our ethanol. Ethanol gets sent into here. And then we have a mechanical press with a chest back here, which will get replaced. This right here, this chest. And it feeds seeds into this basin, which will hammer them into vegetable oil, which comes over into this tank and then into our basin. And then the only other item that you need to get into this is the ever-burning air, and it's coming from a chest in front. And we were using logistical transporters. They're just not rendering. We're using that to pull those in there, and it will spit out biodiesel on this side, which we are filtering for. And as you can see, we have 4 buckets in here and another 4 buckets in there. And if we have the materials to put in here, then it will just run forever and continue to make us biodiesel with really no, it gains a lot more than it costs to run it. But I imagine once it's full and backs all the way up, we may see some problems, but I don't know. I guess in theory, it would just back up into here and wouldn't run anymore until we need any more. So that could be good, except it would still spin this. So it would still be using stress units. So I don't know. There may be a way to redstone automate that. We'll have to take a look. These deggum goats, man. Where is he? Oh, he's back there. I think I'm going to turn the goats off because they were cute, but right now they're still our only source of diamonds, which we should be able to make diamonds in here, but haven't done it yet. So that gets us up to where we are. So we need a way to get spider's eyes. We're going to need a way to get other mob loot, and they give you data models early on in here, but they don't tell you how to use any of it. So I think that'll probably be a good place to go. We are going to have to deal with power. We got a lot to do. Like, now that everything is unlocked and we can start to get up automated resource gen, it's like there's a ton of work to get all that set up. So just trying to figure out how to get that into a video for you guys. So we're probably going to end up making it multiples. So here we go. I want to get into the prediction matrices, loot fabricators, simulation chamber, and the deep learner. So the deep learner is going to be the first piece we need to make because we need to teach our data models how to kill the mobs, basically. So this thing right here is a piece for hostile neural networks that will allow us to take these models that we've been getting as we completed our basic quests. And if you take that and you open it up, you can stick your mob types in there. So we'll go ahead and grab out Skeleton, Enderman, and Creeper for now. Those are all ones that I would like to have kind of renewable, and we're going to stick all of them into this simulation matrix. Now, you can put it in your offhand, and you'll see it says faulty model 6 remaining. So before you can run these in a simulation chamber, they need to be upgraded to at least basic, and there is always a number of mobs you're going to have to kill to level them up to that. So we're going to turn on our little mob farm, which we're going to do something about and make it automated, but just not currently. So while we let some mobs spawn in there, let's talk about that other path for mob drops. Let's get that out of our hand. That's a little distracting. The other path for mob drops is going to be, we need to make our mob farm a little better. And we have already gotten the piece we need for that from the Wandering Trader. Next time I see one, I'm going to grab another one. This GM chicken feed creates cursed ground, or creates a rotten egg, you know, when we blow a chicken up with it. So that is going to allow us to make this mob farm slightly better by taking out that back row of 5, and I should be able to fill that whole thing with dreadful dirt, and it should dramatically increase the spawn rate of mobs, but we're going to need a way to kill them. So that way that I'm planning to kill them is going to be to use the mob masher. So the mob masher is from Mob Grinding Utilities, and it's going to take, I think, a total of 1, 2, it's like 7 swords or something. It's 3 for each side and 2 for the recipe. So 8 iron swords, I think, total is what we'll need. So we need to make 2 of these spikes. There's 1, 2. And then we're going to need to make another block of iron. And we should be able to now make the mob masher. Now, the mob masher literally just kills mobs for you, and all it needs to run is a redstone signal, and it will sit there and spin and kill mobs. We're going to need a way to get the mob drops to keep them from falling on the ground, and Mob Grinding Utils also provides a method for that called the absorption hopper, which is right here. It's definitely something we should have all the resources to get. I have the one thing we're missing right there in my backpack, made that off camera. And now, if we come look at mob or Mob Grinding Utils, this absorption hopper is just an Eye of Ender, which I don't know if we've made one yet, so we'll stick that in our inventory in case we get an achievement, but maybe we've already made one. And there we have it. So this absorption hopper is going to suck up experience, it's going to suck up items, and then we can pipe those into a storage. So we're going to need a storage of some kind. Let's just go with a chest, and we'll upgrade it to like gold. So we'll go iron chest. Thank you. Oh, we're out of iron plates. Didn't see this one coming, did you, Wooly? Did you? Nope, because I left it smashing Constantan. Dang it. All right, let's grab some more iron. Oh, and we're gonna need the andesite alloy to repair. No, I'm looking like a noob. Oh, we're so close to not needing to repair our water wheels anymore. All right, iron chest. Then we're gonna go ahead and just take that all the way up to gold. And that should give us enough for a buffer for demonstration purposes. And then the only other piece we're gonna need for this is we're gonna need some dirt to fill in so that we can turn it into dreadful dirt. And then we're going to need a lever so that we can provide a redstone signal to the mob masher to turn it on and have it kill things for us. We can also, it's worth noting in here, if you go to the at mob grind, you know, just the at sign and then mob so that it shows us Mob Grinding Utils, we can actually add upgrades of sharpness to make it kill stuff quicker. One that we probably want to look into is looting. So I don't know what these are going to take. An upgrade matrix. Let's just bookmark this for later. Looks like we probably got some work to do to be able to make these. The pneumaticraft stuff we can make. I don't know about unstable ingots because I have not made any yet. So I'm not real sure. Oh, unstable block. And then that's a stable division sign. Oh, okay. We only need a nether star to make those. All right. So we may be a ways away from this unless So we could potentially find these in some loot chests, it looks like. So that could be an option. But anywho, I digress. For now, this is going to allow us to automate it. So let's skip the night here and get going with upgrading our mob farm. First things first, to be able to replace our dirt, we are going to need to kill these mobs I've just spawned. Oh my god, they're all baby creepers. Alright, so now if we look, we got no credit from any of those because those were the baby mobs. Dang it. Alright, let's turn the light on in here. And then we need to go explode a chicken. Yes, I know. Sounds bad, but it kind of is. We're gonna blow up a poor chicken. Alright, so we take our GM chicken feed. And we pick a chicken. And there we have it. Rotten egg. That rotten egg, when we put it down on a 5x5 patch of dirt, is going to give us a 5x5 of this dreadful dirt that is already in the mob farm. So let's vein mine up these. Okay. And then let's get our vein mine back in shapeless so I can get all of them. Okay. All right, so you see how there's only the one row of the dreadful dirt here. Well, the plan is if we take up this concrete, the gray concrete. Oh god, that was way more gray concrete than I meant to take up. Oh well. All right, so what we can do is we'll take that cobble, fill in the hole we made when the creeper blew it up before we claimed our chunks. That was funny when it happened. And then now we should be able to put this gray concrete back around the outside here. Way to go, Wooly. You're just trying to show them how to do something, and next thing you know, you're just making a huge mess. Let's grab out our silk touch pick to keep this dreadful dirt, because it's always nice to have just a little bit extra. Interesting that there are train trap doors on the back here. All right, let's put dirt in all the way in here. So it'll be a 5x5 of dirt. And then we're going to take our rotten egg and we're going to right click the very middle of this 5x5. Boom. So now instead of just that one back row having the extra spawn from the dreadful dirt, we're going to have all of it. Now it's time to put our vector plates back in. So hold shift to keep them from pushing you around when you place them. And they place in the direction you're facing. So if you want them to go a different way, place them a different way. So right here, we're going to go one more row like this. And then on these side two rows, for the last going in here, we're going to put them facing to the middle. And then we're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. And then we're going to have this guy right here push into here. We're going to actually take up this one piece of dreadful dirt because this is where our mob masher is going to need to go. So we need something there in the interim just to be able to place the mob masher on. We'll take that out from the outside. Here is our mob masher that is going to do the work to kill the mobs in the farm for us. So we're going to open this door down and we're just going to take this ethereal glass out of the way. Take our dirt out of the way. And then now we just need to see, can I get into this space? Yes. We're going to get down here, put our lever in. Put our lever in. Will it not let me put my lever in? Come on. Okay, let's just do a different redstone method. Let's go get a... oh, but that'll lock the sticky piston. So, how do I do that? Well, I guess we don't technically need the sticky piston anymore because the mob masher is going to kill everything and we don't need to open it. So, yeah, that'll work just fine. let's do that. No! Okay. We just need a way to send a redstone signal into it. Can I do it with this? Can I put that there and then this here? Sweet. We can turn it off and on. We could actually reuse our little meep zoop thing. Breaker switch. Sure. Cool. That handles that. And then if we just turn this on and turn this on. Oh, there we go. We already got an Enderman. Okay, let's get me out of here. And there we have it. So now you're going to see a lot higher spawn rate of mobs in there. And there's going to be drops and stuff on the ground that we need to deal with. That's what this is for. See how there's XP in there and drops? We're going to put this absorption hopper down. We're going to tell it to show us the area. So right now, it's all there. Let's push it south. Nope. We need to go positive. Oh, I wonder if that absorption hopper is getting a redstone signal from that and locking it. It probably was. Let's go here. There we go. Yep, so that redstone signal is locking it. You can't put it next to your thing. So let's tell it to items to the west. Just click on west until you see item. That's going to push all the items out there to the west. And then if we go grab our XP crystal, this is going to be an added bonus of upgrading it, making it automated. We can put this right here. We should be able to put this right here on top. And then to the north, fluid. Now, is that going to push into there? Or not to the north, to the up fluid. All right, we may have to pipe that a little differently. But as you can see, this is going to help us with the spider eye and the sugar we need for our farms, for our automated biodiesel farms back there. And it's going to help us get XP. I'm probably going to have to tank this. I think I remember having to do that before. So we'll have to tank up the XP and then send it into our experience obelisk. But we will get that squared away in between episodes and show you guys how it goes. And then conveniently, we can just, you know, when we want it off, wait on everything to die. You can turn them both off. And now the farm is off again. But this is also going to, I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is generating source for us. So it's working on filling up the jars that are linked to everything up here. And it'll eventually back us up with enough source where we won't have to manually kill mobs for source anymore, which is an added bonus of automating this farm. Now, this is really accessible once you get iron. Iron was kind of the holdup because it takes so many iron swords, and then you need those iron blocks, which you can't get until you get iron ingots. So it's not exactly an early thing you can do, but you could get to this. You could definitely rush it if you wanted to for, you know, the experience and the mob drops for that matter. So this gets us an automated farm here. Now, we were working on the deep learner. Now, I'm going to do that off camera. What I'll probably do is I will just take the grinder out of the farm and leave the door open. And I will sit here and get these leveled up in between this episode and the next episode. And I will show you how how to use the hostile neural network side in case you want to rush power and get your mob drops that way. As far as recording time goes, it looks like I might have a whole episode. So if this is the case, and this does end up being the end of the episode, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. And we're just kind of getting started. You know, there's a long way to go to the tail end of this pack, but I'm having a lot of fun playing this daily with y'all, and I hope you're enjoying it. Thanks. Bye-bye.